My name's Amanda, and I'm going to walk you through the Wright estate sale that we're having on 1469 Road. Behind me here, you'll see the house. This is what you'll see from the road. However, this sale is a little unique in the way we're offering it. The house is currently undergoing remodeling, so the items we have for sale are actually located back here in a shop. I do want to point out that we will have parking up here by the house and in the Circle Drive, and we will be able to park down this road. However, this is a county road. It is not just a private driveway. There is a neighbor that lives at the end of it. So as we're able to park on the side of it if we want, I do ask that we be mindful and make sure that we're never blocking it so that the neighbors do have access in and out throughout the duration of our sale. I will have a few cones in the road as we get closer down here to the shop, just to keep people from parking all the way down here so that we do have this access for a turnaround and for loading larger items. But this is where our sale will be held, so let's go inside. All right, guys, we're still working on getting everything set up. I do have a few bags of trash I need to get hauled out of here. And there are some larger items sitting here right in front of the door, such as the lawnmower, and I've got the barbecue grill and things like that I'll show you in a minute. However, we have those sitting right here because the day of the sale, we're just gonna slip them outside so that we have a lot more open space right here when we first walk in. This is where our checkout table will be set up. Right now, I just have a bunch of boxes and cleaning supplies, but this is where that will be. Squeeze by here. All right. Right next to the checkout is where I'm gonna have our shopping cart boxes. I'm gonna have a few smaller ones up on the table and I'm gonna have some larger ones. I have some larger items in this sale that if you were to try and put them in a shopping cart, I think we're gonna do a few bigger shopping carts as well. But that's what this will be. It'll all be checkout, shopping carts, and then everything else is kind of in the barn. We're a little shadowed this morning, so hopefully you can still kind of get the gist of what we got going on here. This is some of our outdoor patio furniture. This is where the fire ring is, some of the little kids' outdoor furniture. Guess I can try and show you real quick too. This is some of the items that we'll have sitting right outside. So the step 2 little kids picnic table, the pool basketball goal, I've got a little tyke slide and the grill smoker. Those things are all gonna just kind of be pushed right outside, so we'll have a big open area in here. Let's turn around this way. All right, back here in the back, I will point out, this is the frame for the outdoor projector screen. We just kind of left it tucked up in here. I will have kind of some pictures to show you what that looks like set up. And on this table here is a brand new, still in the box screen for that frame. This table here is where we will have the Instapot. It's brand new, I just don't have the original box, but all the packing material is still on it. Right here, and I don't have it hauled over here yet, I will have a clothing rack to hang some of these leather coats and jackets on, but they won't move, they'll be right here, they'll just be easier to shop. All right, we're gonna start all the way against the wall. Here are where we have our bed frames kind of leaning up against the wall. This one is like a wooden toddler bed. It has the side rail, like a safety rail on one side. It's like a twin size. And then we have another twin size bed here. That's like a metal frame. Right up against these, we have some of our shelves and dressers. I'll walk you around the other side here in a minute. I don't have a whole lot of things on the shelves, but I do have a few. This was some craft supplies, some like wood embellishments to fancy up a dresser. I do have some humidifiers. Here is one of our billiards tables. This one, guys, is gonna need a new base or something of the sort built underneath it to shore it up, but we'll have a good deal on it if someone's in the market for one. I do have a few Christmas trees and garland kind of setting around them. So those will be under here. Let me back up just a little bit. I do have some patio cushions. Some of these are a little weathered. They may make really great dog beds if you're looking for some cushions to upgrade with for before winter gets here. I do have a couple of refrigerators here. And then these guys, these dressers are like solid metal. They're just kind of covered to look like wood grain. They'd be really great in a shop. They're super sturdy. They're also super heavy. I have a couple of mini fridges. And then this is where that little angel Christmas tree sits. She's kind of pretty, all lit up. And then if we keep walking, back in the back here is where I have all the tools. So if you're coming looking for that, you're gonna wanna come all the way to the back of the shop. Here, I will point out, is our Guns N' Roses bar table and stools. And then we did find like a handmade Guns N' Roses pottery bowl. I do have a few homemade curtains. They had used them downstairs kind of as a divider, and they're all a little bit different. I do have those hanging throughout back here. There's another one over here. So those will be for sale. I just kind of have them hanging up so you can see what they look like. The palm tree, I don't have it plugged in. Half of it lights up, half of it needs some new rope light, but it's really kind of cute. The frame is there, so if you replaced the rope lights, you'd have an outdoor patio palm tree. It's really kind of cool. I do have, I don't know if I ever called this out, but I do have like a little glass table shelf. Here's where we have some of our tires. So these are the Jeep wheels and tires that we have listed. These all go together. Back here is where we have some of our jacks and our ramps. There's another set of jacks here. I do have another Jeep rim here. It's a little different than the other ones. And then I do have some tires, which are containing all of our tiki torches. They kept wanting to fall over on me, so I stuck them back here in a tire. I do have some lawn chairs. Back here is where our concrete mixer is. And then if we kind of turn around, I just have tables with tools. For the most part, these will stay the same. We may come in and kind of make sure we don't have sets of loose hand tools that we need to flat together, but all the tools will be back here. This is where the chainsaw sharpener is. Do have some chains. Back here is where we have the Craftsman air compressor. And guys, we do have power, so we will probably have it full of air. We can turn it on and show you how that works. I do have a couple of shop vacs under here. Just a lot of kind of miscellaneous drill bits, hand tools, a little bit of everything. There are some really long drill bits. There's another little bench vise. I've got a big one over here on the bench. We need to get unfastened. Brad nailer. Some of our tools. I will say there's a couple things along the wall, like everything will be for sale. This is a sprayer, still new in the box. Doesn't appear to have been used, so that is in there. Back here is where our fountain is. And guys, this was never used as well either. It does have the pump for it, the base, but she's hanging out back here. We did have an electric hoist with a remote. It's gonna be back here. And then, like I said, I just have a lot of miscellaneous hand tools and things like that. So we'll have this straightened up a little bit better as we go through and price everything. But if it's a tool, it will be back here. Do have an air conditioning unit. Do have some fuel cans up here. I do have a few yard tools back here. I do have a few up front with the garden stuff as well, but we just kind of left them spread out. But do have a pole saw and a little chainsaw. Some saws. Our router sits back here. This is where the big bench vise will be. We'll have that unbolted, so it'll be easy to get out of here. And if someone's interested too, we do have like an organizer system. It's got the racks you secure to the wall, and then those trays can come on and off. Back here is where the push mower sits, and it'll either stay here or I may go ahead and wheel it out with the other mower. We'll see what I'm feeling like. Let me see, before we go around here, I'm gonna turn around and kind of show you the center, as long as our lighting cooperates. That sun is bright this morning. I am still working on inflating some of our pool inflatables, and that way we can see if they hold air, have cracks. If they're ripped or torn, I'll just go ahead and toss them. But as long as they're holding air, they'll be available for purchase. And then I do have this chair back here. And guys, I have these tarped so that they just kind of stay clean as we've wiped them down. But back here is, this is the Serta massage chair. So it'll be back here. Guys, it looks brand new. Nice leather chair. And then back to back here, which I can uncover. These are, and they're both identical. He used them in his home theater, but they're just a dual recliner. They're a wall hugger, so they don't take up a whole lot of room to recline. You don't have to have a big gap between the walls, so that's kind of nice. They are a manual recliner. They're not electric, so there's not a whole lot of weight or anything that can go wrong with them. They're just ready to use. So those both sit back here. And then, boy, the shadows. I should have probably done this in the middle of the day. I do have a wooden coffee table, our wooden glider. We have another little end table shelf and our TV trays, and then our bar stools set here in the middle. I do have some more lawn chairs up here that are on the back side of our patio furniture. We do have an umbrella. And then I do have a workout, like a total gym type thing. It's called a competitor. And I guess if I spin around on our way back, I can show you the other shelves. I do have some scales lined out on this one. Several hats. Some of these hats go with some of our Halloween costumes, which those I'll try and have hanging too with our clothes on this clothes rack. Then I do have one of my shark vacuums is hanging out here. It kept wanting to fall over, so this was a safe place to put it. Has a bunch of attachments for it, but that one's good to go. More shelves. All right, let's see if I can turn us around. I do have a couple of floor lamps hanging out here by our chairs and couches. So those will be down here. All right, as we leave the tool section and head back over here, there is a little room in here, and this is where we have a lot of our home theater, TV, things like that. So on your way to there are a couple of tables with some more tech stuff. We're still working through this one, making sure that all of our devices and gadgets have the power cords they need. So there might be a few random cables here for sale. I do have, I have some controllers for PlayStations, things like that. There are tripods, just kind of some miscellaneous that we'll have in here. So it may be worth looking through. And then on this table, I have a couple of printers. One of our TV stands is hanging out under here. I do have a bunch of binders. If someone's still into CDs or has quite a collection, I've got several binders that would be good for those. I do have, new in the box, this is a 1 terabyte hard drive. Lawn dart game, electronic dartboard. I do have just some various CD, DVD drives, things like that. So computer parts if you're savvy and know what that is or need one. I have a couple Eden Pure heaters. I don't know that I've tested those yet, guys. We do have electricity. If you're interested, we'll plug one in and make sure it's working for you. But let's go in this room real quick and I'll show you this. Our largest TV, our Vizio, sits in here, and it is on a TV stand as well. That'll be for sale. This is our smaller TV, and it'll come with a wall mount rack. It was on the wall. We put it on the base just so we could display it a little better. And then I do have another wall mount somewhere in here that is for sale if you wanted one for your own TV or for the larger TV. Oh, this all goes with the Vizio. Okay. We do have, still new in the box, a Crosley record player. We have a Blu-ray player. This is where the fog machine is located. We've got some disco lights. Then we have a lot of speakers, radios, things of that nature. We're getting them all grouped up in sets and tested so that we can tell you and verify that they're working. Some of them are Bluetooth, so you'll be able to plug them in and, you know, send some music from your phone and test it yourself. Getting a lot of speaker wires set up. This is the Sony projector. Guys, this thing is a beast. This is a massive home theater projector. It's 3D capable. It's kind of wild. We have all the manuals on it. We got some information on the website about that. So this is where this will be located. We have several surround sounds, sound bars, systems like that. Those will all be back here. We also have another projector. This is the one that's like outdoor rated, so it's a little bit brighter. It'll work outside a little better. You don't have to have as dark of a room, but that one will be back here. We do have a few different projector mounts for these things as well. These are 3D viewing glasses. Like I said, the projectors are 3D capable, so that was pretty cool. This is the jukebox. It's Bluetooth. It's a speaker. It's really kind of cute. It lights up. I should have had it plugged in. Then back here is our bigger surround sound system. We will be willing to sell it as a set, or we will piece them out. We'll kind of have it priced both ways. So whatever fits your need, we'll have some options there. This is where the security system. And this one was never installed. They're using a different one right now, but we do have, so it's got your hard drive, all of your cameras and cables. So that's back here. And then just other radios. So if it's a radio, a TV, a projector, sound system, things like that, it's going to be back here in this back room. Come out of the room. This is where we have our popcorn maker, our billiard table lights. And guys, we just had one of these bottles floating around and I thought it was a separate thing, but when we got to setting the lights up, it actually goes with the light. So I have two of those, and then I have this like faux ceramic one. It looks like stained glass, but it's actually like a plastic rubber thing. So kind of nice. That one hardwires in. These two will just plug in. This is where our home arcade games are sitting right now, our pinball, our Terminator, and our Rampage, which that one keeps talking to me. All right, this table here has a lot of our pool stuff. It has chemicals, toys, gadgets. I do have, this is just a pump. You could use that for just about anything. It's a submergible water pump. I will have some inflatables. Under here is where we have the vacuum. I've got it all in a box. It was crawling all over the place. We have more chemicals. This box, I'll probably sell each one of these. So if you just need a certain type of brush or attachment or net, we'll have those, will be in here. There are some water guns. This inflatable's never been used. I'm not gonna blow it up. We'll just leave it in the box. More chemicals. And guys, this is a floating cornhole, like bean bags for the pool. So that's kind of fun. That'll be hanging out down here. So that's all the pool stuff is down here. Turn around. I do have several vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, things like that, kind of lined up on the ends. Those will all be for sale. On this table, I found like a Boy Scout canister kit. The little child's wooden chair will be for sale. A little tree topper. These are the beer glasses that I think we pointed out in a video. This is where we have our quesadilla maker. I do have a few like neck massagers. This is where the vintage Pyrex is going to be at. Spin around here. This is where Winnie the Pooh, the little coin bank. He's kind of cute. I do have a whole bunch of pumpkin carving tools. We're not too far from that. We got our mixers and an iron, and I do have a few box fans under this table. Oh man, the Rampage is talking. Let's go shut him off. He's working, he's alive and well, but he's really noisy. I will point out This is where we have our new in the box, so you can't really tell what it is. I'll have pictures and printouts. I've put those on the website. We do have assembly instructions for both, but this one is our bowling one. And then some of these boxes go with the billiards table, which then flips and has like a air hockey and table tennis and things like that. But they are still new in the box. They were never assembled. So those will be a good deal if you're in the market for one of those. Turn back around. I do have a few rolling suitcases. This one's still new with all the tags on it. Those are hanging out back here. Underneath this one, I do have several of our like larger duffel bags. This is where the Nike bag is. And I do have like a little pet carrier, I think is this one over here. Do have a few handbags. This one, like a Halloween candy bag. That's kind of cute. But there's a few handbags, duffel bags underneath this table. This is where I do have the cameras. I kind of ran out of room with all the tech stuff, so those are just kind of over here if you're in the market for a digital camera. We've got a few, it's like a mattress pad. There's some curtains and pillowcases there that might be worth looking through. Lamps. This little tray has a lot of our little miniatures that I found throughout the place. So this has the medallion on the first Catholic president and just some little miniatures hanging out here. I do have a little Fire King soup bowl. This is where our little mirror is sitting. Kind of show you. I do have, I'm pretty sure these are for a Fitbit. The Fitbit is not in here, but there's a bunch of bands for a Fitbit in here. Pretty, here's one of our little jewelry boxes. Kind of show you. So, I don't think the lid opens on that one. It just has drawers and a spinner. Here was one of our salt and pepper shakers. Kind of cute. A little pair. All right, I guess I should point out too, up above, over here on this, let's see, this would be our south wall, that where our pool table and our bowling new in the box are. This is where I have our Budweiser and our Miller Lite beer signs hanging. I have them plugged in to show you they're working. This one has a new ballast, like a replacement ballast. So I'm pretty confident that it'll work. We're just not gonna go, we just didn't have time to get it put in before, but it will come with the new ballast. So it just kind of needs replaced. As far as we can tell, there's no cracks or anything on the neon, so there's no reason it shouldn't work. I do have some wall hangings and pictures leaning up here. We will sell the old door as well. And then over here, I guess I can point out, there are several posters. He had a lot of movie posters. A lot of them are kind of more like the horror movies, if that's your thing. Halloween's coming up. We've got a few of those in here. And then I will point out there's a few smaller ones on the table right here. But I'll turn back around and we'll look at this other table here. This one, speaking of Halloween and horror, I guess this is night before Christmas, but we've got some ornaments here. The Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. So if that's your scene, we've got a few little trinkets here. This is where the purple dragon's hanging out, the misting fountain. I do have underneath here, we tried to get everything on tables, we're just kind of running out of room, but there's a bunch of craft paints here. Curtains, and then we just kind of have some dishes. This one has a lot of coffee mugs, has a little crock pot, some plates. These ones were kind of interesting. They're a set, but not a set. So there's 4 of them. Like this one is May, and its flower is Lily of the Valley. This one's a December holly. So those were kind of interesting. What do I have? October and September. So if that was someone's birthday, that could be a fun little gift. Again, we had a couple more vacuums here. Do have a brand new mattress pad in here. Now I think the other game is talking to me. I do have a few like organizers. I've got a trash can down under here, a step stool. Those will all be for sale. And then that ends us back here with our wall hangings. I'm gonna actually turn back around and point out a couple of things because I don't think I really showed you. This is like the funnest little sofa. I think this would be really fun in a dorm room. I think it could be a fun little study chair, something like that, but it had 2 seats and cup holders and you kind of face side to side. Really good for conversation, just hanging out. It's really kind of cute. Do have another shelf here. This is where, if I can get the glare to not, well, it's not cooperating. Anyways, this is where the big paper cutter, guys. This one's still new in the box. It's a 12-inch Westcott paper cutter is hanging out here. This table, so this is where our patio furniture is when you first come in. On the back side of this is where I have a lot of our shoes. So this is where our Air Jordans are. We've got 3 pairs of those. Some of these still have tags on them. I do have a pair of mud boots that I don't think we knew we had. We found those. Underneath here is a padded ottoman with like storage. It's like a brown leather, so it kind of matches the couches and stuff that we had. It's really nice if you needed some extra storage but needed a ottoman at the same time. Here at our first 2 tables, I do have a couple of pieces on the end, like a little end table, wooden end tables. There's trinkets and stuff on them. This is another jewelry box that we had. It has a clock in it. It looks like a, like a miniature grandfather clock, but here you can put all your rings in there. I don't know that it's gonna show you. And then this one is where you can hang your necklaces in. So that was kind of neat. It's got a couple of drawers in it. No jewelry in this one, but I do have a couple jewelry boxes. I have a little toaster oven, more salt and pepper shakers. There were some really pretty salt and pepper shakers in here. Some more curtains, some Anchor baking dishes. Do have a few board games on this table. Down under this table, I did have a box full of gift bags and wrapping and bows. So that might be worth digging through. Some of them, it's not all Christmas. There's some birthday in there. It's kind of all your seasons if you're looking for gift bags. This is exactly what the box says it is. It's got the buffet in it. It's got all the lids. So that was kind of a neat little thing. Family dinners, Thanksgiving's coming up. That might be handy to have. This table is where our vintage Fiesta ware dish is setting. You probably saw pictures on the Facebook. We just uncovered that. It was in the last box we unwrapped. That was a fun find. So that's sitting here when you kind of just come in the door. All right, let me see. So again, I have some more table lamps. I do have a lava lamp too. I do have it taped on though because it kind of sets out of the base, so be careful. I do have a sewing machine. I have a diffuser. Here we just have some books. I do have some stickers. I don't know that I really talked about those, but there's some sticker sets in here. I have our Christmas ornament organizer under here. So that'll be hanging out here. But this one just has a lot of books. I do have a few VHSs up here. And our vintage typewriter. It does have the lid on the case underneath it, but it's just kind of fun. Then back here, I do have a box of hangers. I've got a few specialty hangers hanging outside, but I do have bundles of hangers if you're needing some new hangers. I do have a new in the box blender back here. I have some curtain rods. And then I believe this one is a mini blind that hasn't been used as well too. And then this is where our canning jars set. I've got quite a few, all different sizes. These boxes back here are full of canning jars as well. So if your garden was plentiful this year and you ran out of jars, you can come restock. Under here too, and this, I don't know, we may pull this one outside too so people can see it. This one is new in the box. This is the greenhouse that we had. So I've got all the pieces in there, the instructions. We may pull that out. If I don't get it pulled out, it'll be here with, as we kind of approach all the garden stuff, but I may pull that one out so it's a little easier to see. Here I just kind of have some paints and household repairs. There's some brushes, rollers, things like that. Do have some light bulbs. And then we get into just garden stuff. This is a package of grow bags. I've got a bunch of gloves and sleeves in here. Just all kinds of supplements, bug sprays, treatments, all kinds of stuff. I do have a few tools and stuff in here, pruners, things like that. There's a few sprinklers. There are a couple of like birdhouse feeders, things like that. So all garden related. I do have a couple of package of unopened basket mats. So for your hanging baskets, I've got a couple of those, a few water hoses. I have several tomato cages. We got some garden fencing. And then again, there's some Grub-X, there's potting mix. I got some dichomectus earth, just a little bit of everything. But then I also have some bone meal, fertilizers, things like that. So we'll have all these. These will be right here inside the door. I do have some planters, pots, things like that. We have a few sprinklers. So all of that will be here. Let me back up just a little bit further. You can't really tell because I have just the flower pot sitting on top of it, but I do have some scrap lumber and things like that that will be for sale if someone's interested. What we have sitting on top of it's really light, so it'll be easy to move. I think it'll also go pretty quick, so it won't be hard to get to the wood. If you were interested, we could make you a deal. I do have some lawn edging that's up here. This is where I do have a few more yard tools. I had some in the back. I have some up here. This is where I have our ledge stone. So this was really pretty, guys. It normally comes in a sheet. I just had one broken piece, but I've got all these new boxes. This is really pretty if you were doing a backsplash, but all that sits up here in the front. And then that kind of brings us back here. Boy, that sun is bright. These are the larger items that I said we're gonna pull out front on the patio. This is where our grill / smoker is. I do also have a grill cover, but we're just gonna roll those out so they'll be easy to shop. And then this whole entranceway right in here will be open so that it'll be easy to come and go and check out. Oh, I do wanna point out, I don't think I pointed out this. So this is new in the box as well too. It's a little kid's folding table, Mickey Mouse. It's got a couple of chairs, and that sits right here in the front when you walk in with all the patio. I guess I could point out too, this is where I have the mirror hanging out for now. I was afraid it was gonna break, so I just kind of set it on the cushion in the patio, on the patio furniture. So it's a really pretty piece though. And what else? I can point out that I have a couple of like outdoor patio end tables, and I kind of tucked them up here with the patio furniture, but they're kind of tucked out. They do have glass tops, but those are kind of a fun addition if you needed a little table outside on your porch. All right, guys, that'll kind of conclude our walkthrough. That kind of gives you an idea of how we have things laid out. Hopefully it'll help you quickly find an item you're coming for. We look forward to seeing you this Friday, August 30th, and Saturday, August 31st. There are directions on how to get out here on our website. If you've been to our last couple of sales, you'll find that it's not too far from where we've been hanging out, so you'll be pretty familiar with the area. And we look forward to seeing you.